All right, you got the picture? Good. Everybody get back to work.
What's good, two shoes, y'all? We right back with another one. Before we get into the video, I do want to let y'all know about TubeBuddy and the affiliate link down in the bio that you should definitely click. They've been helping us with our YouTube growth from followers, the views, watch hours, all of that good stuff. Trust me, they can help you with the same. You just want to install, take a good look around, and then trust me, you want to get fully into it because they're going to help you grow your YouTube just like they've been helping us. Hit that link below and get 30% off. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and talk about Kemba getting traded to OKC from the Boston Celtics.
What's up, guys? Mike here, and Kemba Walker just got traded by the Boston Celtics to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Al Horford and Moses Brown. The Celtics are also giving up the number 16 pick in the 2021 draft, and the consensus around the internet seems to be two things right now. Number one, people are very surprised that you could trade at all right now, because normally trades do not happen during the actual playoffs, but yes, teams are actually allowed to trade if they're not in the playoffs or if their team is eliminated, so that is the explanation for that. The second thing that
That's
everyone is
crazy.
saying, though, is that this
I didn't know that shit.
That's crazy by itself. I wonder if it's just because the condensed season that they're doing that. Because let's be real, if Chris, like for example, let's say if Chris Paul doesn't go back with Phoenix and he wants to sign a new deal, he ends up with some other team. Don't you think Phoenix will want to be in a run for a point guard the caliber of a Kemba or something like that?
Yeah, but I think that's the option that the lower teams have. They can either wait till like everybody's able to trade and have a wider option spread, or they might just want to get it done as quickly as possible and just go into the draft with with their pick. Maybe I don't know.
I mean that would be one thing. You would get a better pick if you trade him with somebody else who's a lower seed, opposed to who's somebody who's still in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
I guess that's one thing. Mm-hmm.
Celtics got absolutely fleeced. And to that, I have to say, I'm not so sure about that. So definitely stick around for this video because we're going to be talking about this trade. We're going to be talking
I
about the
think it's a
Boston
good
Celtics
two-way deal.
future. We're
And
going
it
to
went
be
both
talking
ways.
about what this trade means
Is
for
it?
the Oklahoma City
Yeah.
Thunder at
You
the
don't think so?
end. Before we get into
For how
that, I do
good
want to say, please
for how
make
good we
sure to
think Kemba
subscribe
is,
and turn
I
on
think
post
they got
notifications if you
robbed.
haven't already. I would appreciate that so much.
Take that
and I
back.
would
I'll
also
take that back.
appreciate
They didn't get robbed. They undersold. That's what I should say.
if
I'm
you
gonna
guys
tell
like the
you.
video.
I don't know. We don't gotta watch this whole video if you don't want to. But my biggest thing is that Al Horford was with the Celtics the year that they went on a pretty good run, if you ask me. Before he got traded, I think he either got traded or he just signed with Philly after that.
Hmm.
He was a real piece in with the Celtics. Even Philly was like, we're going to get Al Horford so we don't have to face him. We don't have to deal with him. So I think it's a good piece for them personally. And they need a big man. They need a big man that could play in the modern NBA because Al Horford can hit a jump shot from far away, but he also does decent underneath the basket. I think the thing with the Celtics is for the past since Kyrie, they've been trying to find a point guard. Like before Kyrie got there, they've been trying to find a point guard. At first it was Kyrie, then it was Kemba. And in reality, I think maybe you just need a mediocre, like a decent point guard. You know, somebody who fit. Well, maybe
Isaiah
not.
Thomas.
Yeah, well, short. He's too short. I was gonna say like a Dennis
Sure.
Schroeder. You just need somebody who can come in and be formidable. You feel me? You don't need an all-star point guard when you got Tatum and Brown.
You know, what'd be really good. That's a vet.
What's that?
Rondo.
Yeah, that's somebody else. I was just yeah. That's somebody else who would come in and be sound for this team because they don't need somebody who's gonna shoot.
They don't need a score.
Point, yeah, they don't need somebody who's
And
just gonna
their
take 20
last
shots a
three
game.
point guards, maybe four if you count Terry Rozier, have been scoring point guards. Isaiah was, Kyrie was, Terry was, and now Kemba is.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and they don't need that.
in hindsight, I think they lost that Isaiah Thomas trade just because they weren't able to capitalize on top of it.
I can't remember what they ended up giving up for that.
but basically it was Isaiah for Kyrie. Because they didn't want to pay Isaiah because he was undersized. They didn't want to pay him 200 million, and he had a bad hip. He was having hip surgery that season too.
Injury. Yeah, the injury. Yeah, I do remember that. Uh,
And he
like I
literally
said, bro.
that sucks too. I hate that. I hate that he missed out on $200 million because of a hip surgery, because of a hip
So
injury.
you think Al Horford and Moses Brown ain't enough? That's what you're saying for Kemba? It's a
I
big
feel like
contract.
I feel like you could get get a better deal. I
I
feel
don't
like
think so.
they could have waited and got a better deal.
From who?
Somebody, not Al.
Who?
I'm not big on Al Horford. I've never been big on Al Horford.
No, you're talking about the
And
other
he's at his
player.
older.
I'm talking about the other team. What? Who is going to be the team that was going to pay Kimba?
Oh, pay Kemba. I
Yeah,
don't know.
because
I
he
would
has
have
a
to look
crazy
around the NBA.
contract. He has a crazy contract. I think OKC made the right move here. You're not Al Horford's not winning you more games. You need a pick,
So you
and
think
you're
it's just a
not paying
dump?
nobody. I think it was get Al Horford off our team. Don't put him with nobody else on the West. Get him out of here. We'll rebuild, and we can build everything around Kimba.
My bad. I'm talking about from Boston's standpoint. Do you think they were just trying to dump his contract? Because if they were just trying to dump his contract, I would understand. That makes sense. You're just trying to get rid of
I
that
think they're
contract
I think they're
and be
trying
in a
to
better
dump his
financial
contract.
position.
I think they're trying to dump his contract because he's not giving them enough production, and also he's injury prone. I think those the two reasons the Celtics wanted to get rid of him. Me personally, because I think they just pay Tatum. I think Tatum just got paid.
That sounds about right. He was in the 2017 class.
Yeah, so and then Brown, you're going to have to pay him too. I
Didn't they already pay
I
him
don't know.
too? Wasn't he before Jason?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I know. I just remember Jason getting paid. At least I think I remember him getting paid. So I'm all over with these contracts. But yeah, I think for the Celtics, it was just get rid of the contract, and he's not giving us enough because he's injured. Let the new coach that's going to come in and have a little bit more.
I got another point guard for you.
What's that?
Tell me if this is too much money. If you're Boston, tell me if this is too much money. You signed you try to go for Zoe, $20 million.
If I'm the Celtics,
Yeah. Or do you think you get somebody cheaper?
I'm
Because at the end of the day, you still
not
the
willing to
Pelicans
pay
can still match that.
Lonzo off of 1 year. I'm not willing to pay Lonzo 20 million off 1 year.
Just as an
He's
NBA
out.
team.
Yeah, I mean, if I can get him, cool. But I'm not like, oh, let me break the bank to pay Lonzo to come in here and be just a facilitator for us. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that
You
personally.
don't think he could be a piece for the championship team, like an adding piece,
He could be.
like the piece to put him over the hump?
I just question it. Like, bro, this year Lonzo showed us production. Like, like better production in the sense of scoring, hitting the three, hitting the jump shot. He's always been a good playmaker. And he would fit good with this team from that standpoint. But everybody on the Pelicans showed me that they don't play defense. Feel me? And I associate Lonzo with that.
Oh,
Lonzo's too big
I don't
not to
think that's
play
fair.
defense.
I don't think that's fair
You could
though.
say that. You could say that, but they don't play defense.
He's
There's a
actually a solid
reason.
defender.
This past year,
He's not gonna take anybody out. He's not a lockdown defender. He's not gonna take anybody out the game, but he's really solid at the guard position.
could we say anybody on that team is a solid defender after them missing the play-in tournament but scoring the damn near one of the most highest points the whole league? They don't play defense. They don't.
I mean, you
You
can
can
say
say
team. You
so.
can
You
say
can
the
say
team
Lonzo. You
doesn't
can
play
say
defense, like, but it's not like Lonzo's out here getting his ass busted every single night.
I'm not saying he's not a formidable defender. I'm saying for fitting him with Boston, the city of Boston. I just seen. I think he has a very laid back personality and a star personality. It's not, and to me, that doesn't fit Boston. It just doesn't to me. Tatum is to me is Tatum's team. We all agree with that, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the star of Lonzo and the pressure of the city that will be put on him, I don't know what will happen. I just don't know what will
I
happen.
think he's built for that though. I think it was great that he actually got out of LA.
He's built for
Just from
Boston, but he wasn't built for LA.
That's not what I'm saying. He was still really young and he was still a rookie. And the first thing they did as soon as he got to New Orleans is they fixed his shot. The shooting coach got with him and they fixed his shot. And we saw differences in that first year. This second year, I'm pretty sure this is the second year with New Orleans.
This past year was the second year. But
Was
that's when
we actually saw?
shooting.
Yeah, but it was way better. It was solid as fuck. It was like about league average or so. I think what you just described, how he's kind of laid back, but he still has that huge star power. I think that would be perfect for Boston. I think that would be perfect for the LA Clippers. I think he was just too young in his development stages of his career. I think you need to start treating Lonzo at this point of his career. You need to start treating Lonzo like you're like a starting point guard in the league. And if he's not playing like that, I think Lonzo Ball needs to be out the league at this point. Because if he can't live up to those expectations to go play in a Boston, to go play for the Clippers, to help them win for a championship team at this point, it's been like 4 years into his career. I don't think he does. He's not what we think he is. He's not living up to the hype. He's not this. He's not the player we think he is. He's not living up to expectations.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of
Because at that point, he's taking a step back. Because one thing you can say about Zoe is even though he didn't have a good start of his career in LA, he's always progressed. He's always gotten better each and every year. So if he does that, that's taking a step back for me, and that doesn't look good.
He's gotten better every year since he's been in the league.
Yeah, he made progress.
I think this is the biggest year that we've seen that progress.
Yes, I agree with you. That we've seen. It's the biggest jump from year to year. Yes, I agree with that. But how about this? Look like this. I'll put it like this. He should be in all-star conversations if he goes to either Boston or the Clippers. That's the type of expectations I'm putting on. That's the type of pressure I'm putting on him.
Yeah, I don't see that. Personally.
What type of pressure are you putting on him, or do you see? Because that's what I see.
Because look, he was just drafted so high. I just don't think he's where he was drafted. What he is like. He's not. What is he, number 2 or 2 pick?
I would say that compared to the players he was drafted with, just because.
I'm saying in general, bro. No, he is not. You're not about to like the comparison that I'm going to throw out for him. You're not about to like it. You're going to hate it. Matter of fact, and most people will when they hear it. He should be, and could be, an extremely longer, better playmaker of Derek Fisher. Nothing else. He's not. He's a Jason Kidd, but he needs to play defense and playmake, and hit the open 3 shot. His aggressiveness takes away most of other scoring. So that's why I say, to me, he's Derek Fisher, Jason Kidd. He's not a bigger version of it. He's clearly a bigger version of it. But I don't think that he's. I don't think he's
Derek Fisher.
Fox.
I love Derek Fisher.
I don't think he's Kemba.
He's not Derek Fisher. Jason Kidd, okay, I understand. Big ass guard, that makes sense. He's not Derek Fisher, dog. I kind of see where you're going with it, especially if you're trying to pair him with Tatum. He's not Derek Fisher. But I think he'll be perfect for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, though. I think he'll be a perfect fit for them. With Marcus Smart coming off the bench or something, I think that'll be a perfect fit.
I like Marcus Smart. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I do not know. Like I said, Lonzo this year showed me the most that he showed me. And I didn't see it all the other years. I saw that he could play make, and that was it. I thought he could be a better defender. He's a decent defender. I think he can be a better defender than what he is. He's just decent right now. Look, I'm gonna leave that alone. Anyway, the Celtics did not lose their mind making this trade. It was a good trade. They got Al Horford back. They had last time they were, I want to say, in the conference, the Eastern Conference Finals was with Al Horford. So I like that piece, and he played with Tatum, he played with Brown, so he knows what they're doing. They just need to search for the correct point guard. Dennis Schroeder's going to come up. Try to get Dennis Schroeder. Try to get Alonzo. Try to get somebody else who's not going to be, who doesn't have to be ultra aggressive, but let Tatum run his team because it's
How
Tatum's team.
do you think Dennis Schroeder's will get overpaid just because like that's what free agency usually happens? They get overpaid, or do you think
Somebody,
the negative effect of this last year's playoffs might affect it a lot? His money.
somebody will, if you pay him, it got to be on. He got to be the right piece on that team. Like also somebody else I'll throw out there. I don't know if their contract. What it looks like Markel Fultz will also be a good piece for this team. Um, but
What is he looking for?
I don't know. But Dennis Schroeder, uh, Dennis Schroeder's been on multiple teams, right? He's been on. I remember he was with Atlanta, OKC, obviously Lakers. But there's one more team in there, but I don't know. I like Dennis Schroeder a lot, man. But I'm not breaking the bank for him either. I'm sorry, I'm not. Just
So
not.
that leads me to my other question. Going back to Zoe, like I said, he's a restricted free agent. So, or if you're New Orleans, are you matching no matter what, or what's the price you don't match at?
Too much. I don't know. Too much.
But what's too much? Because like I said,
Uh,
he's looking at, he's asking for 20 million. That's what he wants. So is that too much? Is 15 million too much? You say, hey, just let him go. Let's go. Let him go somewhere. We could get something
if
else.
I don't.
Because I personally I don't think they should let him go. I think they should try to keep him and try to keep that young core together. That's what I think, and just run with that young core.
But you don't want to overpay him because if that young core don't work, he's the first trade piece that got to go. It's not Zion. You're gonna do what you can to keep Zion. You're gonna do what you can possibly to keep Bi. He would more than likely be the first piece to go in that scenario.
Oh, speaking of, not to cut you off, they're talking about Zion and not wanting to be in New Orleans
Yeah, he
long
does.
term.
Yeah, we can have a conversation about that later. He don't. His family should chill. It's been 1 year. It's been 2 years. The first year he was not healthy.
I mean, like, you at least let him get through his rookie contract. That's what I'm saying.
Not only that, bro. Like it's
Get to
been
like the real
1
money
year. It's
because
been
from a money standpoint, you get the most money for re-signing with your team. Like, chill. Like, let him at least play out his contract and see like what. There's a new coach coming in. Just let him play out his rookie contract. That's what I'm saying.
me personally, I want to hear what his family is saying. Like, what specifically are y'all trying to get into? Are y'all trying to say because they're going on his third head coach in his third season? Are y'all trying to say
That's kind
that?
of crazy.
Are y'all trying to say Lonzo should have been in the starting lineup? You trying to say Eric Bledsoe shouldn't have been there? You think the Drew Holiday trade wasn't good? Do you think the Steven Adams maybe took up too much of the paint? What do you think Bi took too many shots? I want to know what in that. What does the family think to say Zion isn't being surrounded with the right pieces? I want to know what specifically they're saying because to me it just sounds like you're being extremely impatient for a player who wasn't even there most of the first year. Like, and I agree. I don't think Alvin Gentry deserved to get fired at all. I will say that. What's the face did though? The who's their coach just recently?
Van
One of the
Gundy.
brothers. Yeah, Van Gundy. He deserved to get fired. I didn't like him with that
Steph
team.
Van Gundy. Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah, I didn't like him with that team. Alvin Gentry deserved to be with that team, but here's my thing: if they don't get this coaching situation right
Mm-hmm.
after this time, yes, the family could officially come out and say something's wrong because Chauncey Billups is out there. Try to get Chauncey. Try to get I can't remember her name for the Spurs, the assistant head coach.
They're said that she's probably going to she looks like she's going to Portland.
Portland.
That's what
Yeah,
she's
it's
interviewing
possible.
at.
Yeah. You gotta try to get her, you gotta try to get Chauncey, you gotta try to get Mark Jackson. Those are the three head coaches
Because Sam
that
Cassell's out there.
Sam Cassell, oh, that's a good one. Those are all good coaches for Zion. They're all good coaches for Zion.
Yeah,
Hey,
you just got to go and you just got to go in an interview. Just make sure that like, because how would you do this as like a young superstar? Do you go ask Zion? You at this point, do you go ask Zion his opinion? Because so do you want their personalities to match up? You want that you don't because you don't want that to be a problem. You go. Is he too young of a superstar to go ask you that opinion? For his opinion on the head coach? But at the same time, if he's the future of the team, should
He's
you?
too young. He's too young.
Okay.
Sorry, he's too young. He's too young. Michael Jordan was too young, and because he wanted Doug Collins. Doug Collins was a good coach. What happened? Phil Jackson ended up getting in there and bought them the triangle. They ended up winning. He's just too young right now. And that was Michael with Doug Collins was obviously. I think he was probably in his 5th or 6th year when Doug Collins became his head coach or something like that. So he's just too young. You're too young to make that decision. Let the GM make that decision. But the Van Gundy, they already messed up, so I understand it. But they can't mess it up this time. You just can't mess it up this time. Also,
They gotta make the playoffs.
anyway, since we're talking about Zion, Master P said he wanted to coach the Pelicans. He said Zion
coach?
would be happy. Yeah, no, he said he wanted to coach.
Like head coach.
Head coach. Yeah, I don't like that idea. But
Off
let me
the
tell
street?
you. So what?
Like off the street? Does he have any coaching experience? Only like a
he was an
professional
NBA
college
player.
level?
He was an NBA player.
Yeah, but I'm not a big fan of going straight. You got to do some assistant work.
I don't know. Maybe he did. He possibly coached one of his sons or something. But that's not even what I think he should do. I think he should try to figure out, and I know it's money, I don't know the money situation, but I think he should buy the Pelicans. The owners for the Pelicans, the same people who own the Saints. Football is bigger business. They love the Saints, and I think they see the Pelicans as a side project. I think they should try to sell the Pelicans to somebody who's a native New Orleanian. I hope I said that right. And Master P. I think he'd be a good owner for that team, especially with the young pieces they got right now. I like him better as an owner than the coach. Me personally, I would like to see that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody likes him as a coach. Not off the
He does.
street.
Maybe his sons do. I don't know. I don't
Not
know
off
if
the
he
street, Darren.
coach.
You got to do some like type of assistant work. I don't know. I kind of felt weird when Jason Kidd came off and immediately got that Brooklyn job.
Jason Kidd didn't deserve to be fired either, though.
He got traded. He got traded from Brooklyn to Milwaukee. You don't remember that?
From Brooklyn. I'm talking about he shouldn't have been fired from Milwaukee.
Okay.
That was his first head coaching job, Milwaukee. It wasn't Brooklyn.
I thought he got traded from one team to another.
As a coach?
Yeah, Jason
No. Nah, I don't think so.
Kidd traded as coach. On July 1st, 2014, the Milwaukee Bucks secured Kidd's coaching rights from Brooklyn Nets in exchange for 2 second-round draft picks 2015 and 2019.
That's stupid.
Because he didn't do the water thing until he got to Milwaukee, I don't think. Remember that water thing he tried to pull off?
Nah, I don't want to know. I'm good. I think he still shouldn't have been fired. I think he was a perfect piece for Milwaukee. That's another person that should be in the running for a coach of like the Pelicans.
Shit, what are the Lakers doing? Do they still fuck with homeboy from the Pacers? I forget his name.
Frank Vogel?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's either Frank Vogel or Jason Kidd's job as head coach, right?
Because
I think Jason Kidd will be a good coach for Pelicans too, though, because what he did with Giannis and how he helped develop Giannis. I think you can't. Well, you can draw the comparison of Giannis and Zion in some way, not necessarily body types, but where they score at in the paint and how they are in the paint. I think he would be a good coach with Zion because of how he helped develop Giannis.
Also,
draw a comparison.
Who's the Lakers owner? The Bus.
Bus.
The female. What's her name?
Jeannie Buss.
Jeannie Buss. They hired Jason Kidd as an assistant. They were saying expecting that he's going to take over that head coaching job in a couple of years. So it's not the craziest possibility that they just upgrade him to head coach.
Yeah.
That's what they hired him for. She wanted him long term as their head coach.
Yeah, and it'd be a good move there too. But Zion, a family needs to chill out. I'm sorry, he missed over half of his rookie year. y'all have to relax. Give this organization some time. And not only that, y'all acting like Zion is a
Let me see if I
piece
can find
that
what they're saying.
you automatically know what to do to win a championship with Zion. He's a different piece that we haven't seen in a while. So, what did that say? It say unhappy with the changes. Unhappy with what?
Prefer
Direction of
he
coach?
changes teams per report. But I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna see if I can find exactly what they said.
I just don't understand it. Like, what are y'all talking about? He missed half of his rookie year. You don't like where the organization is going. Did you not want Van Gundy fired?
No, they wanted Van. They among.
Okay, he got fired. So what else do you want from this
Oh,
organization?
I'm reading. Who they thought was too rigid and demanding of a head coach.
Okay. So
But
what? They made
also
that
with
change.
I'm just gonna read it. But also with the organization, which they claim they did not live up to what they felt should be the standard for a star like Williamson. Numerous opposing league executives had heard the complaints, and they were confirmed by the Pelicans officials. So they're basically saying they didn't like the head coach. They thought he was too demanding,
He's out
which
of there.
I don't like that. I don't. It's your head coach, and they thought they said the Pelicans organization is not treating him like a star player.
What?
Which I want to know. I want to know exact details on that. What does that mean? I want to know exactly what that means. Like I don't know what that means.
Not treating him like a star player, dog. How is he supposed to be treated? I'm really tired of this shit, dog. I'm really tired of this shit.
Yeah, but I feel like
there's
there's probably like at least three to five stories that they got that probably just came off kind of weird. I want to hear the stories. That's all I'm saying. Because
too.
that sounds crazy as fuck.
Not treat. I hope that's not right. I hope that statement is wrong. Not treated as a star player. What did I just get done talking about? Development means something. You can be a star, but if you don't develop,
He's
I'm sorry,
developing, though.
bro. We look. Look. We don't know that, Rob. He
Yes, we
hasn't
do.
had enough time on the floor. No, we don't.
He's Darren.
No, we
Hold on,
don't.
hold on. He scored the most points in the paint of any player in this league last year.
This past year.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it was our first time seeing him on the floor for 70 games, 60 games.
I mean, my point is he was a legit all-star in his second year in the league.
How are we saying that he got better if he missed over half the time? You can't make the all-star if you make 60 games. You can't make it. If you miss 50 games, you don't make it. No matter who you are. You could be LeBron James. You don't make it. If you miss 50 games, you're not an all-star. So he wasn't that his rookie year, right? So now he is that after he played that amount of time. So
He wasn't playing like an all-star his rookie
Are we
year.
saying he cut? Bro,
He had good numbers. He wasn't this efficient and he wasn't this good his rookie season. There was a clear jump in play.
coach.
I mean, you could say that, but he had a good season. He had a great season.
Weight. Are we saying
That's progress, though.
because no, are we saying progress is what he has to do with his body? Because he lost like 20 pounds before the season started. Some crazy amount. I forgot how much it was. Are we saying production is him losing weight and him getting better just because he's on the floor more? Or are we saying his production is, he's hitting the mid-range shot, he's hitting the three-point shot, he's making plays for other people? Because we already know
what I'm saying is his numbers are way better than they were as a rookie. I'm not saying he's adding shit to his game.
Aren't they supposed to be better when you have more games?
Yeah, but that was a big jump. That's a huge jump.
Because it's more games. You get more games, you get more experience. You get different players. There's teams that I guarantee you he didn't even get the chance to play against his rookie year that now he's seeing. And it's their first time seeing him. My thing is, bruh, I get it. You're upset with the organization from the coaching standpoint. Saying treating him like a superstar, you got to show me that you're a superstar by being productive year after year and coming back in with something else. Tatum added stuff to his game. Devin Booker added stuff to his game. Donovan Mitchell added stuff to his game. I'm not saying they deserve to be treated like superstars. because they work their asses off like superstars and come back every year with something else. And I'm saying, for me, I still haven't seen Zion play extremely good defense in this league. And that was
He's.
something that I was expecting from him from college.
I don't think he's
I was
ever
expecting
been.
him to play good.
He's never been like a lockdown one-on-one defender. He's always
I'm
been
not
a
saying
really good
one-on-one.
help.
Help. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Really?
No, not in this league. Not this past year.
Really?
The whole team played. No, Rob, come on, bruh. This team did not play good defense. One-on-one help defense, they didn't play good defense. You cannot say that.
You think they're just trying to get on the break fast? And just be like on the break and try to just outscore people? You think that's what it is? Try to get on the break with zone.
Scoring 120, 130 a game and still losing.
How many points did they give up a game
nobody.
as a team? You know off the top of your head?
How much what?
How much points did they give up a game? Do you know off the top of your head?
Around the exact same damn amount.
Yeah, you're right. 114.9 to 114.6. They're 24th in the NBA. Then they're ninth in pace and they're ninth in point per game. Yeah, so you're right. They're just trying to outscore everybody.
And all I'm saying is, for the family to say he's not being treated like a superstar,
I'm actually
y'all
gonna
not
your hands
making
up
a
like that.
play-in tournament. Stop. Just stop. We've seen there's players that go to other teams and just having a big. For example, you know what? Ja Morant.
Look at this though, bro. Well, back to my point. 61%. How many niggas are shooting 61% in the
He's
paint?
great at scoring. We get it, bro. He's great at scoring. I'm saying if you're going to be treated like, if you're saying you're not being treated like a superstar, can I ask you at least to give me the amount of games? I see it's 61 right there. Can you give me
You get 61.
more games? Can we make the play-in tournament?
Oh, yeah. I think they definitely underachieved. I think they should definitely have made the play-in tournament or at least the what's the other one? The playoffs.
And my thing is,
I agree with you on that.
I get it. Zion's not going to stay with this team forever, but to try to y'all basically trying to get him out by demanding him a trade right now. Trade him from this team. That's what the family is trying to say.
Well, you got to think about it. If he gets traded, he can still renew and get the max contract from his rookie. If he just leaves after his rookie season, he's probably going to lose maybe like 30% of the money. He could probably make 40%, somewhere around there.
Guess what? All NBA players have to make that decision. Am I wrong? Or most
But
really
if you can
good
get
players
traded,
have to make that decision.
But if you can get traded before then and still be able to renew for the max, that's just way better long term, just from a money standpoint.
I'll ask you a question.
Go ahead.
How would we look in 2017 if somebody like Devin Booker dropped the 70 points that he did in the game, and then his parents came out and said, "No, this organization isn't doing enough."
Hindsight's 2020, but I think people would have been like, get Devin Booker out of Phoenix.
So essentially, we could do that with every player. Karl-Anthony Towns is just wasting his whole career up in Minnesota.
I think
at that point,
I agree.
There shouldn't be no teams in the middle of the country. Get rid of Minnesota. Get rid of New Orleans. Get rid of all these other teams. Just have the New York Knicks, New York. Just have Brooklyn. We'll have Miami. We'll have the Lakers. We'll have the Clippers still. We'll have Golden State, and we'll just let those teams go at it.
Not even that.
That's what it sounds like.
Here's what I'm saying. If you cut the NBA teams down by like 10, take like 10 teams out, made like a 20-team league, and just stack the deck on the top of your end with like the 20 biggest markets.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either. I think because I don't like how condensed the talent is. I like actually having the talent spread out throughout the league. And teams having to build their team to get better through like the draft and whatnot. I like it. I think the expansions are way better for the league. But at the same time, we can't act like team players. I don't like seeing players waste their whole careers in a bad situation, especially the young part of their careers.
And make stay healthy, like he has been by losing the weight. Make it to the end of your rookie deal and leave. If you want that money, stay.
Or you can just demand a trade.
You can do that. But you know what's going to happen? They're not going to trade you. They just let AD walk out the door. They're not going to trade you. It's not happening. It's just not happening, dog. It's not. At least not for another year or two. You're not. You will sit down and you will waste your career even more. Because it's just not happening. It's not.
But here's my thing. Especially if they get rid of Lonzo, you better start making moves to make a better team around me. Put a better team around me.
Absolutely.
If this team doesn't make the playoffs next year, I think I'm with you. We need to start looking at the owners. We need to start looking at how this organization is run.
It's a rookie head coach. It would be a rookie head coach, or maybe we'll see.
We'll see.
It'll be a first year head coach with this team, but that doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna be 100%. That doesn't matter to me at all. This team should be making the playoffs, but at the same time, bro, the West is wild.
Wild West.
It's a crazy. They should make. The problem is that there's not gonna be a play-in tournament again, and that's the problem. They missed the 10th.
Wait, time out. There's not. What do you mean? There's not gonna be a play? I think that's it's permanent.
I don't think it's permanent. I thought it was
That's
just
a
because
rule.
of the pandemic.
No, they had
just because of the pandemic.
No, they've been they've been trying to add like new things to the league for a couple of years now to try to make the game more interesting. Because you remember they were having discussions about the mid-season tournament. Remember those talks? That's what this has come. That's what they came up. They came up with the plan off those whole discussions. That's what they came up with. That's their idea. The play-in tournament's here to stay for like the foreseeable future.
Sure? Are you for sure?
I thought so. I never heard that it was just for the
Type this into
pandemic.
Google real quick.
What do you want me to type?
Is the play-in tournament here to stay?
Is the play-in tournament a permanent part of the NBA playoffs? So after doing a trial run at the play-in tournament to determine the eighth seed in both conferences last season down in Orlando bubble, the NBA will be looking to adopt the format permanently, entering into the season. The league and players approved the play-in tournament, which would be, involve teams ranked 7th through 10, and both conferences to determine the 7th and 8th seeds in the East and West. It's permanent.
Okay, if it is permanent, they have no reason.
Not to be in that 10. Yeah.
At all. No reason at all, bro. Golden State, look, I get it. Golden State will be back in the picture, right? There's always a team that falls out, though. Last year, it'll be Houston was in the playoffs, right? They're not in the playoffs anymore. So there's always going to be that team that falls out. Next year, it could be, I don't know. There's so much talent in the West. I'm not even going to do it. Yeah, I'm not even going to do that. But we know Golden State's going to be back in there, right?
Yeah.
Healthy. If they're healthy, they're back in there. Phoenix don't look like they're going nowhere unless Chris Paul goes, and even then, they'll probably still have something to say.
Utah.
Lakers, Clippers.
Utah.
I don't know if I have the Clippers going, and depending on what Kawhi does. Utah. West is just strong. There's no reason though that this team should not be at least at the 10th spot.
Yeah,
at
I
the
agree.
10th spot. That is, there's still no reason for that. Not only that, bro, y'all getting outplayed by. We can say what we want. We can wrap this up soon, but Memphis, bro, they got Ja Morant and just took off. Jaren Jackson Jr. is not a big piece of that team, but they're in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Came there
but
twice.
here's what I would say. We knew in that draft, we knew that the Zion John Morant draft, we knew that draft was super top heavy.
Yeah, but no,
there was only
but
like 2 superstars in that draft.
I feel you, but my argument is when we looked at the teams on paper, we was like, dang, this Pelican squad is young, talented.
We think they make the playoffs
better...
before the
absolutely.
That's what you're saying. I got what you're saying.
Memphis pretty much did it twice. They lost. They got kicked out because of the bubble last year. Their actual play in the bubble didn't get them keep them in the playoffs, but they were an 8th seed before that, and then they were an 8th seed this year. Lost in the first round, but they're there.
Do they just have better pieces around Ja? Like the young players around Ja are just better than the young players around Zion?
So here's my problem with that, right?
They have a superstar? They have Brandon Ingram?
Brandon Ingram just won Most Improved Player. Lonzo just developed his jump shot.
Yeah.
And Zion just played his full season.
But is that all that's all they got for real? Compared to the Memphis?
No.
Compared to Memphis?
Got one of this.
That's what I'm saying.
Start naming Memphis. Start naming Memphis' team besides Ja.
I don't know his last name, but that Dylan dude, the 2 guard, number 24.
Dylan Brooks.
He's really good. Grayson Allen's a really good shooter. I'm pretty sure they have that Valanciunas dude at center.
Valanciunas.
I'm pretty sure they have him. Like, my point is, they might not have like this. Their New Orleans Stars are better, but depth wise, I think they have way better depth throughout the roster.
I disagree. JJ Redick started out on this team this year, on the Pelicans team.
Yeah, traded. Did he?
Yeah, something like that. Steven Adams.
I like Valanciunas better than Steven Adams.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
It's tough, but
I think they just play harder. I'm gonna be honest with you, on the defensive end. I think that's just more the difference. I'll be honest with you. Stan Van Gundy probably wasn't the right coach for this team.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you, no matter who
is
the
that
coach
hindsight
is,
though?
they're not doing shit if they don't play defense.
Is that
Wes
hindsight?
plays defense. What? That he was a bad? No, I knew he was a bad coach when he got hired.
For the team.
Yeah, for that team, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, for that team. I shouldn't just say a bad coach because he's a good coach, just not for that team. But look, what I'm trying to get at is they don't go nowhere if they don't play defense. You might get into the playoffs. You're not going nowhere if you don't play defense.
Yeah, defense wins
They're not.
championships. You need stops.
Golden State played defense.
Number one defensive. I say it every single time people bring it up. They were the number one defensive team. Both those two, the first championship and the 73-19. They were the best defensive team in the league. People always forget about that shit.
I think they were defensively one of the best teams historically. Like they were that good. The Lakers had a good defense last year. The Clippers have a good defense. They have great defensive pieces. This team, the Pelicans, better get it around their
Actually,
head quick.
the more and more I think about it, they're not ready for the playoffs. The more and more I think about it, they're not ready for the playoffs. Because if you think about...
Tell Zion's family that. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Because you know what would happen?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, I think it was exactly what happened. I think, you know what? Remember watching Charlotte when they played in their playing game and it just got blown the fuck out? Yeah. That's probably what would have happened. They probably got blown the fuck out by like 30 points in the playing game. Because I can see the Pelicans just going cold and not getting the groove in like the first half. Then maybe try to catching it in the third and fourth quarter and try to make a run back for it, but just not getting in there. I don't think like you were saying with the defense, I don't think they can have off periods of time because that's when the other teams will start beating them. And when you're both missing shots, I don't see the Pelicans getting those key stops that they're going to need to win those games.
They don't get stops.
Yeah, so I see what you're saying now. They would, I think they'll get easily blown the fuck out if they are in the playoffs. I don't think they're ready. But I don't know if getting rid of Lonzo is the move to make, unless you're bringing in like one of those other point guards we mentioned.
And I can tell you, Zion trying to go to a different team ain't gonna help this team either. And I don't know what. I understand his family, because when you look at Zion, you be like, bruh,
he's ready now.
You got a couple years of your extreme best, and then you're gonna have to turn into either a different player, or your career is probably over.
Yeah, bro. Once he hits 30, I think what history has told us is his career is gonna go like that, go straight down. It's gonna, and he's either gonna be Blake Griffin, or he's gonna be out the league. He's gonna be what Blake Griffin is right now for the Brooklyn Nets, or he's gonna be out the league by the time he's 30. That's what history has told us.
That's what history tells us. But if you get your ass in the gym, you can be. There's all these guys who are developing their game year after year. They're not basing it just off their athletic ability. You see, that's also what history tells us. And I would tell Zion to start developing that shit now. Don't wait. Do it now. That's what I say.
Facts.
We can wrap this up though. We started out with one thing and went to 5 other things.
All right. Once again, y'all, I know this was like a little bit longer of a video, but we really do appreciate you guys watching it. Make sure you like and subscribe down below. Also, make sure you check us out on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We're also on TikTok at Inspired by Ambition. And you can also find these dope black hoodies me and Darren are wearing at inspiredbyambitionpro.com. So go check that out as well. Once again, y'all, thank y'all for checking out the channel. We really do appreciate it. Peace out.
Peace, y'all stay up.
From small to triple XL, all inspired by ambition gear at inspiredbyambitionpro.com. That's www.inspiredbyambitionpro.com.